Hi everyone, it's Tintorri and welcome to my channel. In this video, I wanted to share with you my and experience of my friends in obtaining talent golden visa in UAE. And our experience of each of us, I'm gonna share with you 3 or 4 stories with different people who obtained the talent golden visa. And they're all photographers or videographers or filmmakers, DOPs, and we all had quite a different experience. It's just for you to know which kind of situations can happen and what you can do in them. With me today, there is my friend Dasha, who is a photographer. She also obtained her golden visa recently, and we're gonna share and talk about our portfolios as well, why we think that we've been chosen, and we're gonna share actually our portfolios. They're gonna be linked in the description below. Also, I'm gonna add some Russian subtitles to this video, so if you are a Russian speaker, you can switch on subtitles in Russian. So this video is gonna focus just on the talent golden visa, because there are many different types of golden visa, like investors visa, professional visa, if your salary, for example, if you're working for some company and your salary is more than 30,000 dirham per month, then you can also obtain a golden visa. There are golden visas and even some green visas for 5 years, golden visas for professionals like sportsmen, I think.
Startuppers as well.
Startuppers. I think now they even introduced something for influencers. So there are multiple different ones. What I'm trying to say is that you should do your research. If you are not entering this creative field, you might be eligible for other types of visa. For example, investment golden visa is for people who invested more than 2 million dirham in property in the UAE. Why do you need a golden visa in the first place, right? If you're familiar with visa and company licensing system in UAE, you probably know that it's quite expensive. For example, the first 3 years, I've been on my freelance visa. I obtained it with Dubai Media City, and the first year I paid nearly 17,000 dirham for 3-year visa and 1-year license. The next year I paid around 10k, and the next year I paid again 10k for the license. So all together, how much is it? 37,000 dirham, around 37,000 dirham for 3 years of working in the UAE.
It's kind of tax-free, but you pay taxes in advance.
Yeah, exactly. I actually thought so in this way about this, you know, though when I was working in Italy, I paid so much more taxes, earning way less. So even this amount of money is completely worth it for me. But what I'm saying is that when you obtain a golden visa for 10 years, you pay only 2,700 for the visa, 1,200 for your 10-year ID card, and then around 110 dirham for a medical test.
Yeah, I remember it was roughly 5,000 for all 10 years visa.
Yeah,
altogether.
So 5,000 dirham for 10-year visa. And then which kind of license you're gonna do, it's a separate question. Maybe I will do a different video about this, because I also have a lot to say regarding this, because there is a possibility when you already have a visa to obtain, if you're just starting out, if your business is just, you know, like also in certain category, you can open a license with only 1,300 dirham per year, which is very cheap considering the prices in Dubai and like the costs of other type of licenses for companies.
And one of the reasons as well I want to add why we're doing this video, because when I just first started to know about the golden visa, I was very lost. And the first person I met, he said to me, "Oh, I can do it for you for only 18,000 dirhams." And I felt like, wow, it's 10 years. I'm paying for the license way more every year if you sum it up. So I was like, yeah, this is a great deal. And I was almost about to pay him 18,000. Oh, wow. And he says like, yeah, you just need to pay me 5,000 in the beginning. I don't guarantee you anything. He's just applying for you, which you can do yourself. It's easy. Yeah, there is like just little information about it.
Exactly. Yes, you're right. That's a great point, because So the thing is that you don't need to pay to anyone.
Except us.
No. We don't give such consultations and like anything. You can pay you can pay to us if you need professional videos or photos for your portfolio. Hello. So the thing is that you don't need anyone to help you, to be honest. If you're unable to make your portfolio, yes, then maybe, but then like, what kind of creative you are if you cannot make your own portfolio? Come on, okay, like ask ChatGPT, voila. Yeah, it's completely free to try. That's very important point. So you don't lose anything. It's very easy. The process now, like it used to be very, like they used to respond, I think in around 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Yes, like the first years.
Now they're responding about 1 or 2 working days.
1 working day, and you will know if you're gonna get this year or not. Also, important point, you can apply just once a year with Dubai culture, and once a year in Abu Dhabi, I think as well. I think it's the same rule. Yeah. Also, I'm not 100% sure about this information, but let's say I'm 70% sure that if you have already residency in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, you only can apply in that emirate. Because I know a person, maybe I will insert him as well in this video, who actually helped me a lot with his advice regarding obtaining of golden visa. And he works a lot with Dubai culture. He's a DOP. And he tried applying in Dubai and they refused him. And then in Abu Dhabi, they gave him the golden visa. And even though he works way more with Dubai culture, like with Dubai government even, and he was very surprised. But then I realized, like I did 1 + 1, he at that moment had a Abu Dhabi residency. And it's very logical actually, like to apply for golden visa in the state, like in the emirate where you are already
because even
residing.
The rules are a bit different. We'll talk about it later.
Yes, exactly. So I'm talking non-stop. I didn't even let you introduce yourself. Sorry.
I'm Dasha.
Give me a little time.
Time to shine.
So tell me about yourself. Tell me about your thought process, how you were making your portfolio, what was behind it, how long did it take you, and all these details.
Yeah, so I first time heard about the golden visa from the girl who's playing piano, and she was like, I'm having my golden visa, and I was like, wow, what's that? It sounds very unique, and like, who am I to get this visa? This was my thought first, and then recently I started to hear from my colleagues different, like, oh, I've got my visa as well, and I had like three people around, and you're the I think the most we talked with you about it. So I was like, oh, I just need to give a shot for it because it cost me nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, and I started to think of it just, and when you start, I forgot what's the rules. There is some rule, like when you hear about something, you just start to notice different things.
Right. Like the selective attention, I think it's called.
I think, yeah. So, yeah.
You just start seeing it everywhere.
I was like, oh,
everywhere.
Everyone talking about it. So I had my visa until the 25th of February. This is what I thought. Yeah, and I was like, okay, I still have 2 months. It's kind of okay.
I'm laughing because I already know the story. That's why.
Yeah, but then I realized my visa is until 10th of February, which is like a month less. And when I started to ask how long it took for you to put all the portfolio together to make it look nice, and it's like, it took me half a year. It took me 3 months, and I'm like, shit, I have only 1 month, even like 3 weeks, and I'm constantly working because this is a high season, and and getting anxious just what to do. So I actually
this is insane that you managed to do everything on time, in this state of mind. Like, I took my sweet time. I took 6 months because I was like, I don't like this design. No, this is not impressive. I don't like that.
I did my portfolio like overnight I went through all the photos I made, all the companies I worked, but what helped me, I used to do it for my website, so I had already a bit of the beginning of my portfolio. And also I'm very structured person, so I have all the projects marked with the names, dates, and the folders. So
I have the same.
Yeah, so
I am like psycho about this OCD.
Yeah, that's what helped me to go through like years of my photography. I was thinking, do I need to include the very previous work, not from Dubai, but I was mostly focusing on Dubai, because I thought like, okay, this person who will look through my portfolio, they will be more aware of the brands which are local here. For example, I worked with Barakat, which is like the fruits, the juices and salads you see every day in the supermarket. But this is very local brand.
Yeah.
And if you go even to other, like to Qatar, they don't maybe know about it, this brand. So I was just thinking like, maybe they know this brand because everyone's talking about it here.
Yeah. Easier so, kind of to...
So this was my approach when I was thinking...
Okay, but like tell me, what do you think was your strongest points? What kind of works you included that you think won you the Golden Visa?
Yeah, so I was mostly focusing on the brands who are well known. So I worked with 5-star hotels, so I included them. I worked once with Vogue, but it was a dinner. It wasn't like a catwalk thing.
Yeah, it wasn't the fashion show.
It wasn't the fashion show. It was just a private dinner for Vogue people who are working with Vogue. Yeah, but I still included it and still included the pictures. Same for Sephora and just then the brands you hear about every day. So I think this was my strongest point, as well as structure in the portfolio. And I think the design plays also a major role when you which pictures you are including. So
absolutely, I absolutely agree.
Yeah, and the coloring even. So I didn't include the colors because I did it as a PDF, and every page has its own vibe. It's still like it still has the same one design, but it has a vibe every page. For example, they're like more pinky. For example, Sephora, it's like more pinky vibe.
Okay, so you
colorful.
did like personalized basically for each project.
Yes.
By the way, I also did the same thing. Not that I didn't personalize pages. It was all in the same colors. I took kind of like teal and orange, or like not orange. It was like a bright yellow, like cinematic kind of like colors, you know. Yeah. And then the first page with my picture as well. It was also kind of like a movie scene sort of a thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important to show a lot. Let's say. Not overload with text.
Yes.
Because just imagine that you have maybe 5 or 10 seconds for a person to judge your portfolio.
Yeah.
So you wanna make
and they don't care. I mean, they look at thousands of portfolios every day. So you need to be outstanding, at least in design. I mean, like first page or
exactly. You need to catch their attention first.
Yeah.
And then, of course, by the quality of your work and your like what you're doing, you need to, conquer them. Let's say. Also, it is extremely, extremely important. You have to be consistent. So if you are applying, because I have a lot of friends who are, for example, we are shooting fashion events, we are shooting weddings, I shot a TV show for Abu Dhabi TV in a bigger production team, I shoot documentaries, but like a lot of different things. I shoot photography as well sometimes, and I didn't start making a mess out of my portfolio. And this is very important, like concentrate. You decided to to apply as a, like a filmmaker, then concentrate on just your strongest filmmaking projects. If you want a portfolio, if you want to apply as a photographer, then just photography. Don't mix things up. because I know a lot of very talented, very creative people in comedy, stand-up comedy. And one time he told me like, hey, show me your portfolio, because like I applied and they didn't approve it. They didn't give it to me. And I was like, wow, if not to you, to whom, you know? Because like he is a producer, he is super talented. And stand-up comedians, by the way, usually apply as actors, because this is like in that direction. And so what happened is I opened his portfolio and it's like, I think 1 page. There is no pictures. There is no nothing. It's like text, like ton of text, like this small text. He is just like, I'm everything. I'm you know,
good.
actor.
Yeah. Very, very good.
I'm doing a great job. No, but actor, you know, stand-up comedian, everything, you know,
Gardener.
presenter. Yeah. And I'm like, I cannot understand. You know, I could tell way better about you than you just said about yourself. Yeah. You need to know how to present yourself, you know? You need to sell yourself as well. So that's why be very consistent, know what you're gonna say, know how you're gonna present yourself, and just pull all the strongest points you have, just the strongest ones. Forget about irrelevant experience, don't make it too long, and it should be presentable. You should look at the portfolio and be like, oh my God, I'm such a great creative.
Yeah, because when I started doing collecting the pictures from my drives, I was like, I have nothing to show. I'm like average. I'm the averagest person on earth. And after a while, like after like 5, 7, 6 hours at night, I was like, she's great.
Actually good.
She's amazing.
I would go for a golden visa, you know?
Yeah, so after like, I worked with this and that, and I actually did the huge variety of things I'm doing, but in just in photography. And my greatest projects I consider. I've included, I think, also even product photography, even though I'm doing weddings also. Yeah. So different things, and content for the 5-star hotels. And so I did sometimes very ugly interior shootings. I think that
I would say ugly, I would say random.
Random, yeah.
Yes, I mean, we're not doing anything ugly. I mean, like, at least what I see from your work, I mean, I don't know what you were hiding there.
I mean, the works you're not proud of, don't put them there.
Yeah,
it's just to show you I'm shooting the interiors. Yeah, you better don't shoot the interiors just if it's very average. I would say. And also, I think it's good to ask the opinion from your colleagues and your friends.
Absolutely.
Like, what do you think about this picture? Or between those things, what impressed you more?
Yeah.
This
would
is
you give me a golden visa if you could? If you could, would you give it to me? By the way, did you include any international works? Because I just, to remind you that it is extremely important to include international works. They pay attention to this, and they pay attention a lot to if you worked with the local government. So any governmental projects.
I included governmental.
You included. Yeah. What did you do?
I did the festival, and actually I put it as a first page. I was like,
move.
Hello. So I was doing the Festival of the Handicrafts or something like this from the Ministry of Culture, I think, as well.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was like 5 days festival, and I included the pictures from there.
Okay.
So this is what I started from, and I think, I'm not sure if I included the international experience much. But I mentioned that I work in the GCC countries a lot. Like I go here and there. I was more focusing, I think, on the GCC market mostly, because I work also in Saudi and Qatar and Kuwait, Bahrain, Doha. I mean, like all the GCC countries. So I put it as a kind of a plus.
What I can say regarding my portfolio is that I tried to put some interesting projects that I had. Working with government, definitely. I was shooting an opening speech of Sheikha Shamma of Abu Dhabi, Al Nahyan, for her it was her opening speech for United Nations conference. I included social project that I had. It was a documentary we shot in Abu Dhabi about women losing their children, about this pain of loss. So it was a documentary. I was crying while shooting this documentary, and it was beautiful. Then I included my works in Italy. And I once won. It's a very small local festival, but it's like a cinema festival, short cinema festival, and I won Best Cinematography Award. Also, I had like even on some website. And by the way, include all the proof you can. I shot as operator a TV show for Abu Dhabi TV. It's called Al Tariq, on the road, and I shot the full season. I linked one of the episodes to the show, and at the end there is my name in Arabic. It took me some time to find it. Not gonna lie, but I found it, and I also did a screenshot from the website, and I included this picture as a proof, because they might ask you for the proof.
Yeah.
I don't know if they ask you of anything.
About the proof, no, but I really also just included whatever I can as a proof that I worked. Even if it was for Vogue, I just tried to include the picture where it shows Vogue at the background. So, I mean, it's not like random people from the random event.
Yeah.
So just branding wherever
Yeah,
you
well,
can.
you know, I think also in photography, you could prove by showing the raw files.
Yeah.
I think like just in case they're asking you for some proof, you could prove that, or maybe some emails from the official, representative, like some screenshots, something, like you need to show something. By the way, what about recommendation letters?
I had four recommendation letters, and I made them by myself. I was like, I mean, not like I.
After all those pictures you saw, you're like, I will recommend myself so much right now.
Because I asked the companies I worked with, and they say, yeah, sure. And after and I had very short time, as you remember. So like, where? and I was like, okay. And I asked them if I will put all the letter,
if you will write it down and just like describe everything. Can you just
sign?
Yeah. Can
and
you
just
sign?
Go through it and just sign I'm not lying.
No, to be honest, it's the only way. Nobody's gonna spend time and writing all this stuff. To be honest, what I did is that I've sent them the template, and I left some blank spaces so they could, and I just listed different projects, and I told them can you just change whatever you want and sign it and add whatever you want, and they did. I also had maybe 3 or 4 recommendation letters. Where did you put the recommendation letters?
Where did I put?
Yeah, where did you attach them?
When you apply on the website, it wasn't in portfolio. Portfolio is a separate file. So there are a lot of things like your recommendations, your awards, your I think there was something else as well.
Yes.
Your publications as a photographer.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it was every different. In every different field, you just put those recommendation letters. Yeah, and the fun fact that the guy I asked for a recommendation letter, he applied also for the golden visa and he was rejected.
Oh wow!
And I got the visa even though I worked for him. I still don't get why. I think this is as U.S. visa. It's a very personal approach.
Yes, you need to stand out.
Yeah.
Somehow, they just need to notice you. They need to, it's sometimes there is a part of luck in this.
Yes, it is definitely.
Yeah, but it's definitely worth trying. It's a good point regarding all those things, all those files that you need to attach when you will open in the website of Dubai Culture or the Abu Dhabi one. You will see that they ask a lot of different attachments. They will ask a lot of different things. Sometimes you have to be creative. At the end, you're creative, right?
There is for example, about awards. I never participated in any award. I thought I never participated in such things.
Yeah.
I never wanted a proof from someone I'm great. I was just earning money. So I called them. Actually, they are good in sometimes
really?
in
You called
reply.
them?
Yeah, I called
Wow.
them to the Golden Residency Department.
Well,
even.
you're really extrovert, huh?
Yeah.
I'm an extrovert. I wouldn't call them. Such a
I'm forced.
Такой моветон. Позвонить кому-то.
I'm forced extrovert when I need.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, "Hello, what does it mean?"
Oh, wow.
And I was waiting for on the line for 15 or 20 minutes
No way.
between the shootings and in the taxi, and I was
Wow.
like, "Hello, yes. What does it mean? Awards?" And she's like, "Is it this or that?" And she's like, "Yeah, this is." And I say like, "Is it fine this one?" So I just had little consultations with them on the way as well. Because you were applying for as a filmmaker,
Yeah,
DOP, as a DOP.
No, as a director.
Director.
Yes.
So you had maybe different requirements.
Yes.
And I had mine. So no one could help me with it.
No, but that's great actually. So there is a possibility if you don't understand something, just call them, call the source. If you ask us, we are now telling everything that we know. You know, if we forget something, maybe I will include it in somewhere, you know, maybe like even as text, but we are trying to include every piece of information that we have. So if you have some questions, yeah, you can definitely write them in the comments below, but if you're short in time, if you want responses from the source, you better call the source, right? So it's actually great. I didn't even thought about this, you know, like calling them. I didn't think about this.
I had even a video call once.
Excuse me? With whom?
Yeah, with the later we're gonna talk when I didn't get my reply,
Right.
and I had very short time.
So we jumped now into talking about our portfolios and why we think that we were chosen, right? By the way, the last thing that I wanted to add regarding the portfolio. So you will need to do CV, which is like a normal resume, right? You have a lot of online examples about this, and then portfolio. So portfolio, I will actually attach both so you can just see how I did it, and Daria's as well. So you will see that portfolio is more of a creative. You open yourself as a creative there. You showcase projects, you show pictures, you show videos and stuff. You can link the videos. In the CV, it's like if you are applying for normal, let's say, office job, but you need to just, list
1-2
things.
page, very short, structured.
Yeah, very short, structured, nice, clean, easy to read. Don't forget about this. Nobody wants to read super small font or like super, weird or whatever. Like it should be structured. I know as a creative, it's sometimes not very easy to structure things. So what I wanted to say is that in those moments when you need to attach some of the things, for example, awards, right? Or some other things, you maybe need to explain something, what I did, I took the format from my portfolio. So like, for example, 1 page of my portfolio, and sometimes they repeated themselves, like if I maybe already mentioned that award somewhere else, in my portfolio. So I just took the entire page, and I just uploaded that page.
Yeah.
So keep also the design consistent. Don't just apply random, maybe like you wanted to explain that, oh, I participated here, I won this, I won that, and here's the certificate, and then you're just like doing it in, just completely different design from your portfolio, so like keep it consistent. You can use it and be creative. If you don't understand something, call them. Also there is one thing, I don't know if you saw this about memberships.
Yes. I was a bit lost.
Honest,
that's why I called them. I was like, what is...
I don't even remember what I attached there, to be like completely honest.
I remember what I did.
Did you do?
I just, I was like, what kind of membership you talking about? I don't even never participated in such things. And then I just realized that years ago, I was selling my pictures as on the stock markets. So I called them. It's like, is the stock market can be considered as the membership? Because a membership, which is, I thought, it's private organization where you need to get access to.
Yes, you need to pay sometimes like a yearly fee, because there are a lot in Europe. There's no here. There's no such organization.
And then I was like, okay,
maybe should we make one?
And then I was like, okay, I applied there. It wasn't easy to get inside this community kind of, because there is also a как это тест, типа как типа чтобы зайти в конкурс, как
like a competition?
Contest. Yeah, there's competition and contest. You need to get, if you want to get inside this community, as to sell your pictures. So they need to prove you're a great photographer for them. Yeah, so this is, I considered as a membership. I was like, whatever, and I just did my screenshots like 10 years before, and they asked for 5, I think, so it's good. I had really 5, and I even have included one which is like you just put your works for free, kind of. It's kind of a Pinterest but different thing.
Yeah, actually they in few moments they require like years of experience, so you have to show some proof that years ago you did this or that, you know, like maybe they ask you like how many years of experience. 5 years or in something like anyways, it was a long shot, but you see it worked. So dig in your life as a creative and try to find those diamonds of things that can help you to get the golden visa. Yes.
By the way, talking about diamonds, she's doing great jewelry
right now. Yeah, exactly. That's my new business. It's coming. So now let's talk about the process, because we jumped into discussing the portfolio, where you upload the portfolio, right? Dubai Culture website. There is just one official I think it's the one, right?
Yeah.
There's one official website. It's free. Just remember this. You don't need to pay anything to anyone, okay? They will reply to you in 1 working day. I literally uploaded my portfolio Friday night.
Same.
And they replied to me Monday morning.
Cha-ching, match.
Yes, exactly. It was crazy. It was so fast. Then after they will send you the certificate of approval, I think it's called, right? Yeah, they will send it to you. Accreditation letter. Yes, exactly. So they will send it to you to your email, and then they will actually tell you first email that you're approved, and then with the next email they will send you like a PDF file with this letter. So
it's on Arabic. I had mine on Arabic.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I can't remember which one. But I think, I mean, there was English part as well, I think. Or you fully had in Arabic?
I think, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, interesting.
My experience was a bit of Arabic vibe
off-road, yes, experience. No, I had like, my experience was so smooth and nice, and I was like, I love this country.
And I was like, help me. So, is anybody here?
By the way, so I got my visa in was it July or August of last year?
And I've got my visa in March this year, 2025.
So March 2025, and I got around August, or I think August of 2024. Now, after I got the visa, after I've got
the accreditation.
So after you get the accreditation letter, then you need to go to Amr. But there is one but. Today, when I was talking to this other guy with whom I'm also going to talk regarding this process, he showed me the screenshot of the email that he's got. They asked him in the email to finish the process by applying or filling up some form online. So they had a link. Wow. After they already sent him the letter, I don't know. It was already approved, everything, and he still is in the process, so I will ask him more about this, and actually I need to ask him to do the screenshot of this form, just what they ask there, I just don't know. So, and after that, they told him that he will need to go to Amr.
Wow.
So what is Amr? Amr, it's an amazing place because they're so sweet there, literally. It's the only governmental place in the world.
Smile to you?
when they smile today, they even brought karak to me last time.
Wow. Yeah, because my brother asked me, where did you do your medical test? I don't know how they are doing this system with medicals.
You can choose where.
Ah, really?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Because
You don't remember?
I did mine in the shopping mall, which was very clean and nice.
Yeah, exactly.
And he did in a very, very God forbidden area.
Well, first of all, you need to read reviews.
Oh,
I
yeah.
read reviews even about Amers, okay? So I only go to those that have like high review rates, and also there are some Amers that are working till very late hours.
I think there are some few
24/7. Yes, imagine there is governmental service that works 24/7. You can literally go and change your ID, start changing your ID or apply for a golden visa at 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it was like,
This is insane.
This is the time
Yeah.
to go.
This is insane, but like also it makes sense. People are working crazy hours here, and sometimes you cannot afford going like a normal hours when
this is one of the main reasons I love Dubai, because it's never stops and works 24/7.
Yes, exactly. Like you can have everything at your doorstep basically 24/7.
Yeah.
Also, what I absolutely adore about Amer is that you can send documents that you need or something through WhatsApp. This is just gold. This
Golden visa.
Exactly. Everything is gold here, seriously. No, I mean, of course, like, you hear this from me, you think that I don't think anything bad about Dubai. There are minuses everywhere, right?
Yeah.
In every, like, even the climate or something, whatever. But some things are just so good. Comparing to, I lived in Italy for 8 years. I have my Italian citizenship. I lived in Russia. I was born in Russia. And governmental services here is just amazing. So, and they're also working very fast. So after we get to Amer, with which documents you went to?
Passport.
Yes.
And this letter from Dubai Culture.
Okay, Emirates ID, I guess.
Yeah.
So basic documents, Emirates ID, the letter, you print the letter, and then the passport.
Yeah.
I went with the same amount of documents, but when I was sitting there, they started requesting other documents, and I think I've sent him everything literally. Like there was few documents I don't even remember well, but I'm pretty sure that at one point they even asked me about my bank statement for last 3 months. So I just downloaded it from the bank app. I've sent him in WhatsApp. No need to print anything. I mean, in my case, I didn't need to, because you never know. Also, it's a human factor sometimes as well, because some people, they're just flexible. They're just like, whatever.
And my girl, she asked me about, do you have CV with you? And I said, I'm sorry, I didn't know that I need to bring it. And if you need, I will go home and just text me if I need it. So she had already my WhatsApp number.
Wow.
And also through email she can reach me. So and she said, like, sometimes they ask, but now it's not obligatory. So if I will ask you, you'll send, I'll say, sure.
Yeah, so let's now discuss what was the difference between our process after we got the letter of approval, right? The accreditation letter, and we got to Amer. So from this point on, there is a few differences start in our experiences. So you start first.
So I went to Amer. She asked me for this additional CV, but maybe. And I said, okay. And after, I knew from your experience it takes 1 or 2 days to reply from them. And it's even showing on the website of Amer that it's maximum 40 or 48 hours. So I was like, okay. I was waiting, and then I didn't get any letter. Then I got the email from the girl that I need to attach my CV, and I attached it, and then took it again 1 or 2 days, no reply, and I think I started the process on Monday, and it's Friday already, and so on next Monday I'm calling them, or even when next week I'm calling them. And I'm asking, what is the process now? What is the issue? If there is any? And they say me, now from this point it starts to be very interesting, because your process was very smooth and mine was, as always, adventurous. I've got I had 3 or 4 calls, and one of them was the video call. And every time it took me half an hour or 1 hour. One time for a video call, I was waiting for 2 hours.
No way.
And
But why you needed a video call that time?
Because no one from those guys on the phone could reply to me, and this video call was for a ministry, not from Ame. And yeah, so I called them.
You're like, I'm gonna video call a ministry now.
Yeah, I called them, and they said, 3 of them, they said me, you need to be present physically to in some ministry to bring some more documents. This was the main, this was the common answer from them. The second thing was very different from each of them. One of them said, you need to bring your creative letter. And I was like, creative file. And I was like, what is creative file? Can you say me what is this? Is it CV or is this portfolio or what is this? I had like a lot of documents. And she's like, I don't know, it's written on Arabic. It says creative file. Like, thank you. I was already a bit lost. Then I called the second time and they say me, you need to bring your CV on Arabic. And I was like, okay, why Arabic? I mean, I applied on English, all my documents are in English. Well, why Arabic? And then he says like, oh, just it's what it says here. Okay. And the third time I call, the guy says me, you need to bring all your documents printed on Arabic.
Oh wow.
So
all the documents,
all the portfolio, like I have 19 pages, I think.
Oh my god.
And I was like, what's the point to print the photo on the average printer when you need a photo printer for the nice way of I mean, when the photo is printed on the regular paper.
I mean, I cannot believe you thought about this. I mean, like, I cannot believe that, like, that was your thought process, because I would be like, okay, they just need, it's a formality, you know, just to attach it, because nobody's going to judge you there. They already judged you in the Dubai culture, you know,
yeah,
for
but
this.
what if? And I was like...
You know, like, let us rethink for a second.
So yes, what I did, I was like, I will never be wrong if I'll do the 3 actions at the same time.
Okay.
So I did all of the recommendations.
Wow. So basically, long story short, 3 people told you 3 different things.
And I did 3 of them.
And you did all of them?
Yes.
Okay, great.
This is what you need to know
This
about.
is the energy.
Yeah. And
you gotta fight for it.
And the second thing was the challenging one. They said to me, yes, you need to come in person to the ministry. I was like, okay, I want to come tomorrow. I want to finish it as fast as possible because my visa expiring tomorrow.
Oh my God.
And yes, and they said you need to apply for the ticket. You need to get a ticket to go inside there. And I was like, okay, let's see when I can do it. And I spent an hour just to scroll, because it's you need to do it manually. Scroll every half an hour if there is appointment for next month.
Oh my God.
And there was no appointment for the next month.
Oh,
like
wow.
From the date, it was like the 12th of March, and the next date was 12th of April. I was like, no, this is not gonna work for me.
But also, I think maybe there was some mistake. Because maybe it's like, it's just they don't show it, or they show it on a specific day, you know, or maybe they open like in the morning for the day, because like, to imagine that each appointment is fixed for the next month, like every half an hour, it's insane. Not even the Museum of the Future has like such, you know.
Queue. There's like a lot of very talented people trying to apply to nowadays. Yes, this was the point when I called the ministry to ask what's going on there. And it took me 2 hours, and then next day I reached them in the 7 in the morning. They start to work at 7 in the morning. She said, you just come pass by and it's okay. I was like, and she says, yes, you need to have a ticket. And what I made, I was like, okay, I will still go there and just in person will try to do something, at least ask and say about my personal case that I don't have time. So I just went there before my flight. I printed all the documents, and the printer in my building just stopped working in the middle. So I printed half of my portfolio. I was like, whatever, let's go, because I don't have time for it. And then I printed, and about the Arabic CV, I don't speak Arabic. I know a few words, but just I cannot create the CV from scratch on Arabic. So what I did, I took my English CV and using ChatGPT plus Google Translate, just checking on ChatGPT and vice versa, I created the fastest CV in my life.
Oh my
and
God.
I wasn't sure even about is it right or wrong, because Arabic is very tricky.
Wait a second. You don't have anyone you know who speaks Arabic to check it?
It was late at night, and the next morning I already had to be there. So I was like, and I thought it's maybe not that important. It's just formality. And then I just realized after they just, from all the documents I printed, they just took this CV on Arabic. Long story short, yes. So, and after I left already, and I was a bit stressed and hyper, like I'm very late for the airport, and this guy was like, she's late for airport. Let her do her thing. Yes, and then
So you arrived at the ministry. They let you in.
Yes.
You cried a little. Always helps.
Yes.
So they accepted your documents, and what happened after?
10
years. Took me 10 years.
Few moments later. It took me 10 minutes. Yeah, so I printed all the documents, but I didn't print one of them. And I didn't even know it exists. This was the PDF. When I visited Amr, they sent me a proof of that I was there, and I think it was
that I paid.
Yes, it was
like a receipt.
Yes, receipt, and I didn't print
Keep the receipt.
Yes, they always email for you this one, even they SMS you, so it's fine. But yeah, I didn't print it, and I didn't have cash, and they don't have printer.
Oh my God.
So it's still like out of 10 minutes, 5 of them took me just to find the printer. It was Amr next door, so I just
you ran to
jumped
Amr.
in, like really a lot of people there, and I have 5 minutes.
I remember that they needed cash from you.
Yes.
It's almost impossible that you cannot pay with card in Dubai. Like you can pay 1 dirham water with card, right? Yeah. And like it's such a
and I had to
one thing after another.
Yeah, 2 or 3 dirhams. And and then there was a lot of people, and I was like, where is the printer? I almost just shot. And and it took me like really just a little stress.
A little stress? Yeah. I think it was quite stressful. I mean, like a little stress.
And then and I came back to him, like, here is this document, here is this, and he's like, thank you. I'm like, that's it?
So they took your documents, and when was the next time you heard from them?
I think it took up to 48 hours or even 24 hours.
Okay, so 2 days.
Yes,
around 1 or 2
same
days.
as they guarantee you.
So after that, what they said?
So I think they either I received the SMS or I don't know how I knew how to go to Amr, but I knew this is the next step.
I think you just read their thoughts at this point, you know, you talk to them so much.
I think I received the email that it's kind of okay, and then I can go for my medical and visa cancellation.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then you went to the medical, 1 day result, I think.
Yeah, it was even like I did it 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. I already had my results.
Yeah, for me it was also extremely fast. So I wouldn't suggest you to take the urgent.
Yeah.
It has no sense, to be honest. Like they're gonna make it pretty fast anyways.
Yeah.
So because there is two, you can do it normal way or you can do it urgent way, just paying a little bit more. The normal one costs 110. I think the urgent one costs 350, around that. My experience was way faster, way smoother. I just went with again my passport, Emirates ID, and my certificate printed. I went to Amr. I said I need to apply for talent golden visa. He started filling in the form, and while he was filling in the form, he was asking me all the different documents, my picture as well, by the way. So have everything ready, have all the documents either in your phone or in your cloud. I had everything in my cloud. I always keep all the documents in my cloud, and I was just sending him through via WhatsApp. Very easy. Nobody is forcing you to print stuff unless you are Dasha only in this case they're gonna force you to print stuff and translate it in Arabic.
Yes. If you're not Dasha, then you're in the safe side.
Then you're safe, okay? But to be fair, you did it later than me. So you did it half of the year later. Yeah. Probably rules changed or something changed. Be ready that you need your CV in Arabic as well. Just in case, make it, ask somebody who knows Arabic to read it through, and or ask ChatGPT for help, and just be ready. You know, like in all of those things, when you need to work for some documents and stuff, I always like imagine how I get it, and I'm like, it's a 10-year visa. It's such a great thing, you know, it's such a money-wise, nerves-wise, everything-wise. And by the way, actually, with this visa, you can stay outside of UAE more than 6 months.
Yeah, this is what I wanted to say.
Because with normal residence visa, if you're staying, let's say, 6 months and 1 day outside of UAE without getting and like checking in, let's say here, if you, I don't know, maybe you're like living in 2 countries, your visa is going to be canceled.
Yeah.
So this doesn't apply to golden visa. You can be outside of the UAE more than 6 months and nothing is going to be canceled. So this is a great plus as well. After that, I paid 2,700, got my receipt, happily left. In 2 days, I received a message. They said your visa is pre-approved.
Yeah.
Now, yes, go ahead and cancel your visa. So I contacted Media City, where I had my visa, and they told me, they just sent me the process of cancellation of my visa. It was very easy. It was online.
And for me not.
Oh, of course, obviously.
Yeah, because I didn't have updated my phone number, so they asked me to update it, and I had to pay, I think it was 200 dirhams for just updating my number to cancel the visa. For which I paid, I think it was 500 for cancellation, right?
Yeah, actually, yes.
Yeah, so it's like, it's a phone number!
Yeah, I paid for the cancellation 500, I think. Long story short, as soon as you close your visa, automatically your new visa is functioning. After I did the medical, 1 day it arrived very fast as well. And khalas, then I went to do my ID.
Yep.
ID costed 1,200, so it's 200 for printing and 100 per each year of the residence. And I got my ID maybe in 2 or 3 days, very fast as well. And they told me that if they will send it to me, there was option to send it to me to the house. And but I knew that I'm not going to be probably at home. So I told them, can you just keep it? I will come pick it up.
And I paid for bringing it to my house. And then they call me and they are saying me, after 3-4 days, they say me, it's here in the Amr. And I say, but I ordered it for the home. And he says like, it's no problem, but it will take 5 more days.
Oh.
And I was like, no, leave it there. I'm coming.
Yeah. No, I really like this anyways, because like, especially if you're going to Omar that is like 24/7, you literally can go at any point of the day or night and pick up your ID, and you don't need to be waiting at home because you will need to sign to get your ID. They're not going to just like leave it at your door. So that's why it's more comfortable, I guess. And it's faster as well. Yeah. By the way, when you are changing the visas,
you're not allowed to go,
no, it's not that. It's just that you should be careful.
Yeah, because I wasn't. I mean, I had this story. Yes, what happened with me is always a mystery.
It's always a lesson to learn for other people.
Yes. I was in the process of canceling the visa. I went to the airport and they said, Madam, sorry, you're not allowed to go out of the country. It's not like they didn't let me into the other country. Yeah. They didn't allow me to go out of UAE. And they said your cancellation process is still going on, and once it's updated, you are allowed to go out of the country. And it took it takes 24 hours, and I was in that specific moment at the airport, and they couldn't fly.
Oh my god! Yeah. By the way, I had not me, but one of the girls I know. She had to fly for a very important job somewhere in GCC, and they also didn't let her out of the country. So you gotta be very careful. By the way, wanted to talk about this case that happened with one of the other photographers that I know. I was helping her to obtain this visa, and I mean helping, I was just like answering all her questions and stuff. So she's got the accreditation certificate and she applied in Amr, and I told her like it's gonna take 2 days, you know, whatever. And she's like, okay. In few days, she's like, no, they didn't reply. 1 week, 2 weeks. And I told her, I think you should go and ask them because this is not normal. And she was actually like so anxious about this. And she was like, I'm very unlucky. I know I'm not going to. She went to Amr and they told her that it was not approved. She gave up at this point. But the thing is that she had opportunity to get another visa, another golden visa as investor. So she just quickly did that. So she didn't need to, you know, like go and ask questions. But what I've learned after when we talked about this case, what you told me.
Yeah, so you can apply again. Amr is about just a procedure, structure. So it means maybe she didn't she didn't find some email or they didn't send their email. So she had
maybe
same
some
as
document was missing. Maybe there was some misinformation, like something just went wrong. But what she could do, she could just go investigate and then try again. But I guess she had to pay again 2,700 because this money, they're not going to be refunded to you if they...
And this accreditation letter, it's valid for a year.
Yeah.
So it means that there is no sense.
Exactly. So basically you just got to try, maybe just go to different Amr.
Yep.
But I think it's just a very particular case and it's not happening so often. So I wouldn't be like that much worried about this. Just have your documents straight, you know, like all this jam. That's it, I think.
Yeah.
I think we covered everything. If you have any questions, leave it in comments below. Thank you, Dasha, for sharing this valuable experience with us today and taking your time.
Thank you for welcoming me today, giving me the best tea ever. Oh, we're here for food.
In the next part, I'm going to talk about the experience of other two people, how they obtained it, what was the difference between our experiences. One of them is getting the golden visa now, so he's just going to Amr like this week. It's going to be super fresh information, updated rules maybe, and even the list of the documents that they're going to ask him in Amr. And I will also put it maybe in the next video, so I already upload this one.
Good luck.
Exactly. Good luck with that one.